Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. I want to talk about something. Let me turn this off. I want to talk about something that I have been noticing with I guess Godzilla fans and just basically the moviegoers in general, and also just movie fans in general. Do you care about story? What do you watch a movie for? What do you watch the movie for? We live in a day and age that if we don't have constant action, then everyone's just going to be like, well, this movie sucks. I'm so happy that Godzilla Minus One did made money, because if this came out back in the 80s and 90s, it would not make money at all. I'm saying that right now. It would not make money at all. Just because we have certain people out here that literally, look, I'm all for action movies and everything like that, of course. But you need a balance. You can't just have monster fights upon monster fights upon monster fights upon monster fights in every, and then not regress with the characters, basically. Because I've seen one comment on a Godzilla community page on Facebook saying that, oh, I don't care about the human characters, I just want constant monster battles. They don't care about the drama story or anything like that. They just don't care about that. And if you call yourself a Godzilla fan and you say that, then you can't watch the original Godzilla movie. I'm sorry. But I watched it. Then why are you complaining about that then? You will respect the original Godzilla, but when another Godzilla movie does that, you're like, oh, fuck it. Then that's a hypocrite move in my opinion. So which one is it? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? By the way, yeah, bet hair the next day and everything like that. Stay wearing my Godzilla t-shirt. One of my favorite designs of Godzilla. So, but still, there's no reason for anybody to think that way, to be quite honest with you. I was just like put off by that when I saw that in the Godzilla Facebook page. I'm just like, the fuck's wrong with this person? The hell? Don't tell me a lot of people think this way, and apparently some people do. Because there's a YouTuber that pointed out that I was watching his video about Godzilla Minus One, and he talked about his movie theater experience when he was watching Godzilla Minus One, which sucks that he had that movie experience when he was watching Godzilla Minus One. Me, I had a great movie experience. Everyone was quiet. There wasn't a big crowd. I wanted to have a big crowd so we can all watch it together and stuff like that. But the crowd that I did had with, we were fine. We were all fans of Godzilla. We were just watching it and being quiet. Being respectful to the king of the monsters. Seriously. We were just respectful and all that stuff. And, you heard a little commotions and all that. But it wasn't too much to the point that you were like, ignored by it. You were just like listening to them too. And you were like, hell yeah, man. That's just crazy, But it is sad that YouTuber got that bad movie experience. I'll probably put that link in the description box, but he does spoil Godzilla Minus One. So if I didn't put the video in the description box, let me know so I can put that in the description box. But yeah, that sucks to have a movie experience that people really just come to the movies and keep talking and talking and talking and talking and just care about the action, and then when you get human development, you're just like, who gives a fuck? They start playing around, throwing popcorn and shit, bothering other people around them. It's just like, are you paying attention to the story? Because what I remember, every time I go to the movie theater, everyone stood to shut up. Even when I went to see Halloween 2018, people stood the fuck up when they were watching this movie. I remember some chick too, because the movie was packed. When the chick was about to mention the fake the doctor that wore the mask of Michael Myers, she was about to say something, but everyone was just like shh, and she stood shut. But I wanted to know what she actually said. She was like right next to me, but I didn't ask her. I was just curious. I'm like, what was she gonna say? Stuff like that, I get curious sometimes. But overall, it's not like an annoyance, But just like that alone right there just tells you how many people don't want to heal you in the fucking goddamn theater. You just want to fucking watch the story go down. And when you watch a Halloween movie, it's mostly story anyways. So why wouldn't you think about that with Godzilla? This is a horror movie. I hope you guys know that. This movie, this newest Godzilla movie that just came out, is a horror movie, just like the original Godzilla movie. That's not a lot. A lot of Godzilla movies are not like that, to be quite honest with you. I can't think of another Godzilla horror movie. What, Shin Godzilla? I don't think Shin Godzilla is a horror movie. I feel like the original Godzilla in this movie is horror. You know, is the original more horror than this one? Oh, of course, it is. It really is. But not to say this one is not horror at all. It is. It's pretty much horror. You know, people get killed like crazy. They show you Godzilla stomping all these people and not eating, but killing these people, and you're like, what the fuck? So it's just great moments. Something that you really didn't see in the original movie also of Godzilla. You don't yeah, you see him killing people and everything like that, but you don't actually see him actually stomping on people, literally killing them and grabbing them and then throwing them off, you know? So there's a lot of shit like that, man. So so at the end of the day, this is not going to be a long video. I just want to mention that people that, and this is not just to Godzilla fans or just a portion of Godzilla fans, if you should I even call you that at this point? I don't know. To me, in my opinion, you're not a fan. You're not a fan. Sorry, I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything like that. But if you ask me, you're not a fan. If you ask me, you're not a fan. How can you watch a Godzilla movie without not engaging with the other characters that are involved with Godzilla? I get it. There's actually comic books that just focus on Godzilla and that's it. I would love to have a movie that just focuses on Godzilla and that's it. But guess what? We never had that yet. The reason we don't have that is because when Godzilla does go... Like, it's not like there's a whole movie of Godzilla just being in Monster Island. That'd be nice, though. That'd be nice. How about a whole movie of him just being in Monster Island? And he doesn't interact with people. But that's not fun. I mean, yeah, I guess he can fight other monsters and stuff like that. And maybe you can have a narrator speaking about what's happening. But you don't have to have that. At that point, it's like a documentary Godzilla movie. You know? I mean, I'm not saying you should have that. But, you know, some people are different. You know how if there was a movie like that, you can actually see them probably do that. You know? It will work well in a comic book. But in a movie, probably not. You probably want to change a few things if you're going to do something like that. So... But I get it. I get people just want action upon action upon action upon action. But guys, even in the Marvel movies, they had to take time to develop the characters. To develop Tony Stark and freaking Steven Rogers butting heads and shit like that. And then them walking together, you're like, yeah! Yeah! And then butting heads again, and you're like, ha ha ha. And then when they really butt heads, you're like, Civil War and shit. You know? So, that shit's great. I want to point this out too. I remember a long time ago when people were debating who the other Captain America beats Iron Man beats Captain America. And in Civil War, we got that. And none of them won. And I love it. No one won. And I love it. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's why they kind of did in Freddy vs. Jason. Quote unquote. But, and Godzilla vs. Kong, the remake, not the original. And I'm saying that in quotations. Also, because Godzilla kicked Kong's ass. Seriously. Seriously, man. Seriously. Alright. I fucking hate that sound, man. I really do. That's like the most annoying sound ever. I gotta change that shit. It fucking is annoying as shit. I thought it'd be fine, but it's annoying as shit. That fucking alarm shit. That just tells me to, get ready to take a shower and shit like that. Because I have to do laundry and shit like that. So anyways, that doesn't matter. What matters is that, what do you prefer, guys? Do you want constant action upon action upon action with no character development whatsoever? Is this why we have some fandoms that try to make other fandoms look bad? Because there are people like that. They want to ruin everything else because if it's not the way that they want, then fuck everybody else. Well, too motherfucking bad for you. Watch something fucking else if you're going to be like that. and if you don't want that, then guess what? No one's not going to conform to your fucking bullshit, to be quite honest with you. So that's really it, guys. I like both. I like when there's, you know, I like when there's character development and also there's action. Again, I'm an action guy, obviously, duh. But have you ever played a video game and just... That's the thing. The people that just constantly want action and no story development, I'm just looking at you like, all you care about is playing Mario a game. Because a Mario game is really nothing. A Mario story is really nothing, depending what Mario game you're playing. If you play your first Mario game, saving the princess, oh, that's not really a thought there. You just play the fucking goddamn game without thinking about it. You know, there's not really character development, basically. Even in the newer games, too. There's not really character development. And that's one of the biggest flaws I have with Mario, to be quite honest right now. There's no character development at all. No, there is, but not to the point that you want it to be. For kind of like they do with Link and Zelda. At least they get character development in their games. But with Mario, it's like, okay, I get it. You want to do a simple story for other people to play. But at this point in the game, people just give a fuck about story. Alright? And those are the people that don't give a fuck about story is the reason why all of these Hollywood movies are fucking bombing. You don't give a fuck about story. You just want agendas and people to make you feel good because you don't feel good about yourself. You don't want to watch a movie to either be educated with something or not even be distracted or just take a time off of your life to watch something. Because, you know, life, you know, gets in the way, gets you down, and you just want to, not be distracted, but take that time off and relax and just see characters and other people either going what you went through so you could be like relatable and all that stuff, or see what people go through in another world. Be like, oh cool, you know, just escapism also. But it's not just escapism, it's also something that can literally, you know, make you inspirational. For kind of like, there's so many movies out here that inspired so many other movies, like King Kong. If no one didn't watch the original King Kong movie, it wasn't inspired by that movie to make other movies, then we wouldn't got Hollywood the way it is today. I'm not saying not the way it's acting right now, but the way how we had movies over the years after King Kong, the original, 1933. So people just need to understand this stuff. I know some people just don't care for action. I mean, some people just don't care for the drama stuff and character development. And I'm over here like, then you can't watch, then that tells me you can't watch or play none of these video games, all PG video games, doesn't matter if it's turn-based or action, you can't play none of these games, and you can't watch none of these movies. That's what you're telling me. That is what you're telling me. You're telling me that. You're telling me you can't play a video game that has a story, and you can't watch a movie that has a story. That's what you're telling me. No, I can. Then why are you saying that I mostly just want action upon action upon action, no character development or drama? See, that's when you're becoming a hypocrite, and that's when we're pointing your bullshit out. Seriously, there's no reason for people to act like this. I think they just want to act like this just to get rules off of, just to get something out of people, which is kind of funny, because that tells me you're fucking bored and you have nothing to do with your life. But that's kind of funny. Go ahead and do that, but people like me are going to enjoy their life, are going to love what they like, and move the fuck on. And then when they see you or hear about you type of people, we ignore your ass and move the fuck on, because you guys would die off just like anyone else. Alright? You literally would die off. You would literally jump off the fandom because no one does not give a shit about your opinion. Seriously, at that point. Again, going back, you can't have, like, for kind of loud, you mean to tell me you're going to make a movie without a fucking story and narrative and everything like that? Are you kidding me? That's like making a movie 101. If you don't know how to make a movie 101, then maybe you should not be making a movie to begin with. There's some movies out here, old school movies, that don't have no dialogue whatsoever, and to do it by visuals and all that shit. I love that crap. But people out here fucking hate it. Not a lot of people, but the reason they hate it is because they don't like that type of style. They rather just hear people talk or see or be like, tell me what's happening, and I'm over here like, You mean to tell me you can't see what's happening? Someone needs to tell you what's happening? The hell's wrong with you? You're not a blind person. You're not a blind person. The hell's wrong with y'all? Seriously, if you can see, and you know, if you can see, you can. And that's the thing too. That's what I love about sometimes movies that literally don't tell you a lot of things, because it's about interpretations. All these movies are about interpretations, anyways. So if you have a movie that is like not a silent film, but doesn't really talk as much, and it just does visual stuff, or does talk sometimes, but still does that visual stuff, then there you go. For crying out loud, what is it? I remember making a story, and when I'm like making my story I'm just like making a story that I was making a while ago. I paused it for a long time, but I was making it, and then when I was making it, I was just like, there's barely any talking in my script. Like, there's talking and stuff like that, but there's just action and action and action. There is talking, but then right after that, it goes back to action. I know some people love that shit. Some people do love that shit. And I enjoy it too, once in a while. Not all the time, because you like to have different styles. Because if you have too much of the same style all the time, you be like, can I get something new? You start getting tired of it. It's almost like having pizza all the time. Eventually you get sick of it. It's like having Chinese food every time. You get sick of it. You want something new, So, that's really it. That's all I need to say. So tell me what you guys think down below. Do you think it's kind of pathetic that people think about this? Or do you kind of agree how the viewpoint is? Or at the same time, do you like agree to disagree, basically? So me, I'm just like, I can't even fathom that. I just can't fathom that. But whatever. That's just me. Take care, guys.